Assalamualaikum all. In previous videos we had done exercise 20.1. Now in this video we are going to start exercise 20.2. Before starting this exercise, please do subscribe my channel, hit the like button. Now let's start exercise 20.2. In exercise 20.2 I am going to introduce two complex cube root, and two complex cube roots are complex cube root Two complex cube roots are omega. Omega is written like W. It is denoted by this, and the value of omega is -1 plus root 3 iota upon 2. The next complex root is omega square. Omega square. The value of omega square is -1 minus root 3 iota upon 2. These are two complex cube root. Omega, we read it as omega is equal to -1 plus root 3 iota upon 2, and omega square is equal to -1 minus root 3 iota upon 2. Now here are some properties for complex cube root is, the first property is omega 4, or you can say omega square whole square is equal to omega. This is the first property for complex cube root. The next property is 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. Another property is 1 into omega square is equal to 1. Then another is omega cube is equal to 1. Omega cube is equal to 1. These are the properties of complex cube root. The next is omega square is equal to 1 upon omega. These all properties we are going to use in exercise 20.2. Now two formulas we are going to use in exercise 20.2 is a cube plus b cube and a cube minus b cube. These two formulas we are going to use in this exercise. A cube plus b cube is a plus b, a square minus ab plus b square, and the formula of a cube minus b cube is a minus b, a square plus ab plus b square. These are the properties, complex cube root and formulas we are going to use in this exercise. Please have a look on it. Now let's start exercise 20.2 with question number 1. In question number 1, they are asking to find the cube roots of, first part is 64. So we have to find the cube root of 64. So let's find it. The first step will be, we will take the given value equal to x cube. The value is 64. We will take it as 6x cube. This is the first step we have to do. If we are going to find the cube root, then we will suppose the given value equal to x cube. Now what will we do? We will 64 to left side. No, it will be plus 64. When it will be shifted, it will be minus 64, and it will be equal to 0. Now you can see x cube can be written as x whole cube. Similarly, minus 64 is the cube of 4, so it can be written as 4 cube is equal to 0. Now you can see there are two terms, and between two terms there is a minus sign, so we are going to apply minus formula, which is, the minus formula is of cube is a minus b, a square plus ab plus b square. Here A is equal to first term, which is x, is written inside the bracket, and b is 4. So let's put these values in this formula. So first is a minus b, so it will be x minus 4. Then a square means x square plus ab means x4 plus 4 square is equal to 0. Again it will be x minus 4 x square plus 4x, and the square of 4 is 16 is equal to 0. Now you can see these two brackets is equal to 0. So by equating you can say if these two brackets are equal to 0, then you can take it one by one. X, the first bracket is also equal to 0, and another bracket which is x square plus 4x plus 16, this is also equal to 0. From here by solution we have to find the value of x. So here you can say if you shift 4 on the right side, it will be plus 4. The first value is 4. You have found the first value, which is the cube root of 64. Now the remaining values we have to find. In this question, because we are going to find the cube root, we will find 3 values of 64. The first value we have found. To find the next two values, we will use quadratic formula. You can see this equation is quadratic, so we have to apply quadratic formula to find the next two values. You know the solution of quadratic equation, the formula we use is minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac whole upon 2a, where a is the coefficient of x square. So you can say a is 1, b is the coefficient of x, so it is 4, and c is the constant, which is 16. So let's put all values in the formula. Minus is in the formula, b is 4, plus minus according to formula, we have to follow the formula. B square means 4 square minus 4, a is 1 and c is 16 whole upon 2, again a is 1. We have put the formula values according to formula. Now x is equal to minus 4 plus minus 4 square is 16, and 16 4s are 48. Sixteen 4s are 64 upon 2. Again by simplifying it will be, now you can see 16 and 64 both are subtracting, so we will subtract it. When we will subtract 16 and 64, it will be 48, and you can see minus sign will be written with the answer because 64 is bigger and minus sign is written with 64, so it will be minus 48. It will be minus 48, but we don't write minus inside the bracket. Instead of we write iota, root minus, because root there is a minus sign inside iota, it means the value is equal to iota, so we will use this term upon 2. Now we have to take square root of 48, and the square root of 48 is and the square root of 48 is 2, 2, 2, 2 and 3. Iota is written as it is and upon 2. This pair and this pair will be outside the root. Minus 4 plus minus, it will be 4 root 3 iota upon 2. If you take minus sign common, it will be, if you take 4 common, it will be minus 1, 4 common from here, plus minus 4 common from here, it will be root 3 iota upon 2. Now you will cut this 2 by this 4, 2 and the 2, 2 2s are 4. Now you got 2 answer, 2 minus 1 plus minus root 3 iota. In fact, we don't need to cut 2 by this 4 because I tell you the reason, because if you here you can see the one time this number and this number is adding because of plus and minus, and the one time this number and this number are subtracting. So we will write it individually. Minus 1, one time plus sign will be written with root 3 iota upon 2. Same 4 minus 1 and minus, now minus sign will be written with this term upon 2. Now you know minus 1 plus root 3 iota upon 2 is equal to omega. Here you can see minus 1 plus root 3 iota upon 2 is equal to omega. That's why we don't need to cut this 2. If we will cut this 2 by 4, then how will we put the value of omega? So we will, to make it same, we don't need to cut the 2 which is written in the denominator. So minus 1 plus root 3 iota upon 2 is equal to omega. So instead of minus 1 plus root 3 iota upon 2, you can write omega 4, and this whole bracket is equal to omega, which I have already introduced. So this will be equal to, the next value is 4 omega. The first value we have found 4. The next value of x we have found is 4 omega. Similarly, here it will be minus 1 minus root 3 iota upon 2 is equal to omega squared. So this 4 will be written as it is. The remaining values will be equal to 4 omega square. 4 omega square. So you can write the cube roots are 4 omega and 4 omega squared. These are the answer of this question. Now let's move on second part. Now for second part, same method will be followed. What will you do? First you have to take the given value equal to x cube. So minus 125 is equal to x cube. When you will shift on the left side, it will be x cube plus minus 125 will be plus 125, and this is equal to 0. Now you have to convert it into whole cube. The whole cube of x cube will be x whole cube plus 125 is the whole cube of 5. So you will write 5 whole cube. Now here you can see two terms are adding, two cube terms are adding, and there is plus sign between the terms. So we have to apply plus formula, a cube plus b cube, not a cube minus b cube now, which is equal to a plus b, a square minus ab plus b square. Here a is x and b is 5. So let's put the values x plus 5. Then a square means a is x, so it will be x square, minus a is again x and b is 5, so it will be 5x plus b square. B is 5, so it will be 5 square is equal to 0. X plus 5, x square minus 5x plus 25 is equal to 0. Here you can see by equating, these two brackets are equal to 0. So by equating, you can say x plus 5 is equal to 0. The next is x squared minus 5x plus 25 is also equal to 0. From here we can easily find the value of x, which will be minus 5, because plus 5 will be minus 5. Similarly, here it is quadratic equation. For quadratic equation we use the formula minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Here a is 1, b is minus 5 and c is 25. So let's put the values. Minus is written in the formula, so minus sign, and b is also minus 5, plus minus b square means b is minus 5 is square minus 4, a is 1 and c is 25 upon 2 according to formula, then a is 1. x is equal to minus minus will be plus, so don't need to write plus. Plus 5 plus minus 5 square is 25 minus 25, 4 ones are 4, 425 is 100 divided by 2. X is equal to 5 plus minus 25 minus 100 is 75, but minus 75 don't need to write plus minus 75. Instead of this we will write 75 iota upon 2. Now we have to take square root of 75 plus 5 plus minus. The square root of 75 is 5 root 3 iota upon 2. If we take 5 common, it will be 1 plus minus root 3 iota upon 2. Now you can see we got two answers from here, one with plus and one with minus. So let's break it. Let's write it individually. So it will be 5 1 plus root 3 iota upon 2. Another is 1 minus root 3 iota upon 2. Student, like previous question, we cannot put the value of omega because to put the value equal to omega, minus 1 is required over here and minus 1 is also required over here, because the value of omega is minus 1 plus root 3 iota upon 2. Similarly for omega square, minus 1. So minus 1 is required. So if minus 1 is required, we have to take minus sign common. From here, if we what will we do? We will multiply the all number with minus sign. So it will be minus sign. One minus sign will be written inside. So plus 1 will be minus 1 and minus plus root 3 iota will be minus root 3 iota upon 2. Same procedure will be do over here. To take minus sign common, the remaining sign will be changed. It will be minus 1 and this one will be plus root 3. If we take minus sign common, then we change the sign, root 3 iota upon 2. Here you can see minus 1 plus root 3 iota upon 2 is equal to omega. So minus 5 will be written with omega. This is the second value of x. Similarly, minus 1 minus root 3 iota upon 2 is equal to omega square. So it will be minus 5 omega square. So the cube roots are minus 5 omega and minus 5 omega square. Minus 5 omega minus 5 omega square. So this is the solution of second part. Now let's do part 3. Now the part 3 is 216. Same method will be followed. We have to take the given value is equal to x cube 216. When you will shift with x cube, it will be minus 216 and it will be equal to 0. Now we have to write it cube. X cube minus 216 is the cube of 6, so it will be 6 cube. So here you can see there is minus sign between two terms, so minus formula will be applied, which is a cube minus b cube is equal to a minus b a square plus ab plus b square. So we will put the values according to formula. A minus b, a is x and b is 6, so it will be x minus 6. Then the next bracket, x square plus a x and b 6, so it will be 6x plus b square means 6 square equals to 0. Here it will be x square plus 6x plus 6 square is 36 is equal to 0. These two brackets are equal to 0, so by equating you can write x minus 6 is equal to 0 first bracket. Similarly second bracket is x square plus 6x plus 36 is equal to 0. From here we will find the first value of x, which will be plus 6. Similarly, from here we have to apply quadratic formula, which is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Here a is equal to 1, you can see, b is 6 and c is 36. So let's put the values. Minus b minus 6 plus minus b square means 6 square minus 4, a is 1, c is 36 upon 2, 1. Minus 6 plus minus under root 6 square is 36 minus 36, 4s are 4 ones are 4, 436 is 144 upon 2 ones are 2. After more simplification, minus 6 plus minus 36 minus 144 is 108, and instead of minus and upon 2. Now we have to take square root of 108, and the square root of 108 is 6 under root 3 iota upon 2. Now again you can see we can take 6 common from numerator, so take 6 common. After taking 6 common, it will be minus 1 plus minus 6 we have taken common, so just root 3 iota is left and denominator is 2. Now we will write both values individually, one with plus and one with minus. So after writing, it will be 6 minus 1 plus root 3 iota upon 2, and the next is 6 minus 1 minus root 3 iota upon 2. Now you know this whole bracket is equal to omega, so it will be 6 omega, and this whole bracket is equal to omega square minus 1 minus root 3 iota upon 2 is equal to omega square, which I have already introduced on the noted page. So the next value is 6 omega square. The one value is 6, then 6 omega and 6 omega is square. So the roots are, the cube roots are 6, 6 omega and 6 omega square. So these are the solution of question number 1. In next class, inshallah, we will do question number 2. Allah Hafiz. Thank you, and do subscribe my channel.